Hi. Would you introduce
My name is
yourself?
Nancy Jackson, and this is my tapestry, Annunciation, the Ark, which is part of a triptych called the Incarnation Triptych, these three tapestries. We're at the Richmond Art Center for the Tapestry Weavers West show, members exhibit for representing 25 years of work in the organization. And here we are.
Wonderful. So, Nancy, one of the things about your pieces that really always intrigues and stimulates me as a tapestry weaver are the amazing patternings and different treatments that you do. So I'm going to kind of walk up in here and get a little bit of a close-up on some of these because it amazes me.
Well, one of the things that I honor in tapestry is the mark itself that tapestry makes. These lines, say for example, or some of these that are a little bit more complex lines called a hachure. These are the marks that are unique to tapestry, and so if we try to use these, we honor our medium. And instead of trying to make something that looks like paint, we want something that looks like tapestry. Because by honoring that medium, then we create a whole art, something that has a wholeness about it. And that's very important to me as an artist. So here we have some what are called floats. I don't know if you can see them well, but little gold lines on a reddish background. You can see that we can create transparent effects by using some of these techniques here too. And in this area we have another kind of a pattern weave that can create interest along the edge of a shape. And again, transparency in this area. Tapestry is a very expressive medium. We can create almost any shape we want with the French tradition. And there's a large learning curve for this particular style of weaving, but it does offer a really articulate language for us to express our vision.
And your vision with this piece is?
This whole triptych, all three pieces are rooted in the human body for me, and I really wanted to, I don't really want to do a realistic kind of a human body, but I want the body to feel present in the work, the organic shapes without being literal. And so I worked really hard at that. This particular one is called consanguine, which is, the definition of that word would be to be related by blood. And so, you know, we have kind of an interior view of the body. Some people would say that it feels like that for them. Perhaps a menstrual flow, or ligaments, or bones, or, you know, many ways of reading it, actually. It doesn't have to be in any one particular way.
No, and it's such a wonderful abstract treatment of those ideas, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was very pleased with when I found this artwork, you know, coming out on, you know, and I mean, I start with paint. I was very excited about that.
Is the symmetricality part of your initial design, or did that evolve eventually?
Well, not my first designs, but you know, I felt that the human body is a symmetrical form, but not exactly literally symmetrical. So I wanted to capture that quality of symmetry without perfect. Like the halves are not exactly the same if you compare them. One good example of that really is right here, where you see this shape is not at all identical in color to this shape. And yet it doesn't disturb the harmony of the symmetry.
The tones are very much the same.
Yeah, and the shapes, of course, are very similar. But sometimes the shapes are not even exactly the same. I mean, we do have here, where was that?
Well, these lines are different. line, this line.
Yes, and just a little shift of
That makes it interesting.
emphasis. Here we have a shape that doesn't even exist on the other side. Little things like that.
It's very beautiful.
Right, yeah, this is a good example of, how we have one shape kinds of, the color is here, but not the same shape.
And was that a spontaneous decision that you made, or did you plan for that difference?
Well, it was spontaneous in the cartooning process, but it was not spontaneous in the weaving process. But I was, the cartooning process is much of an artwork for me, as is the painting process and all of the and even the weaving process is also a creative process for me, so that I'm not at all bound. That piece of paper is only a guide for me. I don't let that own me at all. If I feel like making a change, I do, and I frequently do it. That piece of paper that I use behind my work is full of red marks where I change things. Paste-ons, I've redesigned whole areas. It's never, it doesn't stifle me in the slightest.
That's wonderful. I've tried doing that, but it hasn't always been very successful, but maybe I've been in too much of a hurry to get to the weaving and just haven't let that ripen. So that's good to know.
Yeah, I think it takes experience too as a weaver. And I have lots of years of experience doing, being an artist and allowing that freedom. I'm not afraid to change things. Anything that hits me, I just go with what I think is right. Of course, when you're far enough along in a project, you have limits. More and more limits are set for you. But even within those limits, there are still plenty of opportunities for creativity. So I take them all the time. I really like doing that. I find that real stimulating. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome.